We are here for goodness sake. Hello family, this is Carol Worth with Saul to Paul LLC. Welcome to our second season of the Goodness Forum, where goodness and positivity are openly discussed and amplified. Today's topic is Make a Difference, and our guest today is Petronia. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself to our audience and tell them where you're from and kind of what you do.
Hi, I'm Petronia. Originally I'm from Bulgaria. It's a small country in southern Europe, and I came to the United States about 17 years ago, and ever since then I've been living in Spokane, Washington. I worked as an ESL, which means English as a Second Language teacher at Mount Spokane High School.
Fantastic. Yeah, so for those people who are in the audience who really don't understand, I mean, I was a teacher for years, so I kind of get the idea of what that means, although I've never been an ESL teacher. So I would love for you to share with our audience what an ESL teacher does, who they work with, and what it is that your your mission is as a teacher.
They call us teachers on special assignments. That means that I teach English to students who are either immigrants to the country or refugees, and they come in various stages of their English. Some of them come with zero English, so they start from the alphabet and they're supposed to go to high school. Another part of my job is I teach also adult classes, the same thing, to refugees and immigrants at night. So I get to teach the students, the kids, and I get to teach their parents, which is awesome.
Oh wow, okay, so I'm going to take a little segue, and our quote, which is our focus, is just so perfect, right? And the quote is, when I saw this, I thought of you. We rise by lifting others, and that's from Robert Ingersoll. So you came here from another country, and when you came here, were you already proficient in English?
No, I knew hi and bye, and I think that was about it. And my name is.
Oh wow, okay, so tell us a little bit about your journey, because you know, obviously you're extremely proficient now, and you know, from when you showed up 17 years ago to now, what has been your path? What happened?
Oh, immigrating or going to a different country is a scary experience.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. And that's why I consider myself blessed to be working with students like this who just come to the country, because I know how difficult it is. You come here and you have to start from zero. Right. You leave a place where you knew everybody and you knew everything, and to a place where you know nothing. It's like learning again like a little child. When I look back in time, now I realize how difficult it was, although back then I didn't realize it at all.
Yeah, it's just what you did.
Yes, this is what you did. You just do it. You have no choice. So I started, when I came to the United States, I started working as a housekeeper at a hotel because I didn't know the language, and that was the only job I could get.
Yeah, and what was your background when you moved here?
I was a teacher in my country.
Okay. So you were a teacher. What did you teach?
I was teaching Russian language and literature and Bulgarian language and literature.
Oh my goodness! Wow. So now you speak 3 languages fluently.
Technically 4.
Oh, what's the 4th? So I get English, Russian, and Bulgarian.
And then I speak Serbian too, which is
Okay.
another Slavic language. So it was easy for me to learn. But one of the things I discovered over the time is that if you want to relate to people you work with, you better learn something from their language. So I can say hi and how are you in about 10 languages now.
Wow.
And
that's extraordinary.
Yeah, and that creates an instant bond.
Right, that you just take the time, that you actually take the time to learn how to say those things in their language, even though what they're absolutely going to have to do is learn how to speak English
Yes,
to be able to navigate living here.
yes. It was difficult for us, for my family. We had $500 in our pockets and pretty much 2 bags of clothes, and that's it.
Wow.
And some of my students right now come with nothing, literally nothing. They get support from World Relief or DSHS for a limited time, and then they're on their own. But in addition to getting to know how to ride a bus or how to read and write in English, they have so many more needs. Like, for example, they need to make a medical appointment,
Right.
or they need to go to the store and shop for food. They need furniture when they come here. I've had families coming here with no blankets in the middle of the winter. So what do? You send the whole school email and you start begging for blankets.
Right. Got it.
Or you take them to a store and you spend money and you buy them blankets and comforters and pillowcases and pillows. So it's working with this population teaches you how to be good.
Right. I mean, that's just really just ringing in my ear, like what generosity of spirit and just love and action that this is that you do. As it's not part of your job, it's part of who you are. Who you choose to be, actually.
Yeah, and then I don't really think about it as I'm doing something great or something good. It just, I think of it like these people need help. And you're the person who can help them, and you cannot say no to it.
Right, so you take that on as a responsibility as a human being.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like once you know and you've had that experience, you're in that unique position to offer help and assistance in a way because you do understand exactly what it's like.
Yes, I do. My heart breaks for some of these people because it takes years for people like me. We have not the same, but we do have similar cultures with the American culture. I mean, we're coming from a European culture, so we do understand the rules and the way everything works much faster. But for people who come from distant cultures, like we had a big influx of Nepalese refugees or Burmese refugees, or even right now the Syrian refugees.
Sure.
They've lived in worlds that are completely different. So sometimes they are just dumbfounded by what they see, or they don't know how to react, and very often the reaction is not quite appropriate for the culture here, so they are misunderstood.
Right. So then people who they're trying to interact with don't understand where they're coming from, and they don't understand how to navigate situations, and that's where you come in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's teaching these classes is not only teaching language.
Right.
It comes with so many dimensions that sometimes I think about it and I think, do I do all of it? It sounds like too much, but when you're in the middle of the whole spin, you don't even think about it.
You can't not do it.
Yeah, you can't. You
Yeah.
can't.
Right.
Yeah.
There's somebody in need, and you can do something to make a difference, right?
Yes,
To make a
yes.
difference.
And that's probably I'm the luckiest person because this is one of the most rewarding jobs you can have. After years, you meet these people and they are doing well and they are happy. They have jobs and their families are well off and the children are doing well in school, and I'm so happy when I see it. It's another person, making a good life here in the United
Absolutely.
States.
And so back to the quote, we rise by lifting others. So I'm hearing that you get a lot out of this as well.
I do. I appreciate my students. It's fun to work with them. It's stressful sometimes. It takes a lot out of you. all of the teachers get involved emotionally with their
Sure.
students, meaning that you live with their sad stories and with their heartbreaks, and you try to help them, and sometimes there are things that you cannot help with. It's things in life that they have to overcome. But we carry this weight on our shoulders, and we try to make, I try to make the best out of the time when I'm with them. You know, trying to give them all the tools they need, physically taking them to doctor's appointments,
Yeah, got that.
to different places where they need to go. Even most of the time, you know, we bring food for them
Sure.
in the school because they don't have enough money for food,
Wow.
which may be surprising to some people, but yeah, this is the reality.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that if someone comes as a refugee or something of that nature, or they come here, that our government would supply or provide for them, and it sounds like that's really not the case. At least not, you know, for a little while, but oftentimes people need more support than that, really, to make it. And that's where people like you step up.
Yeah, and Spokane is a really great city when it comes to people who are willing to help and to volunteer. The refugees and immigrants do get some limited support, but the general attitude of all the government agencies is to push them off and have them working. Unfortunately, when you come with no English at all, it's really difficult to get any type of employment here.